Ladies and gentlemen, today I invite you to take a closer look at one of the most significant global changes of our era. After the pandemic, economic disruptions, and rising geopolitical tensions, the world is steadily moving into a new chapter, the shift from a unipolar system toward a truly multipolar order. This transition is not only about military or economic power, it is also about competing narratives, competing technologies, and competing visions for the future. For decades, the international system revolved around a single dominant power. But that era is slowly fading. Globalization, once tightly interconnected, is now fragmenting. Trade tensions, especially between the United States and China, have accelerated the emergence of new economic centers. At the same time, non-Western nations such as China, India, Brazil, and many countries across the global south are rising with greater confidence. They are creating new platforms like BRICS Plus to expand their influence and pursue their own strategic interests. In regions like the Indo-Pacific and the Middle East, countries are increasingly shaping independent foreign policies, no longer defined solely by Western or Eastern blocs. However, this transition also brings significant challenges. Proxy conflicts are intensifying. The tensions in Ukraine, the Taiwan Strait, and the South China Sea show how competition between major powers can spill into regional instability. The world is also experiencing deep supply chain fragmentation. Economic security is now more important than efficiency. As a result, nations are racing to dominate critical technologies such as artificial intelligence, semiconductors, and energy systems. Protectionist policies are rising, and trust in global cooperation is weakening. International institutions, which once served as stabilizing pillars, are also losing influence. Organizations like the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, and even global health bodies struggle to remain effective as powerful actors increasingly choose bilateral negotiations or exclusive alliances. The global system that once held together through shared rules is now under strain. For developing countries, this new environment presents both opportunities and risks. On one hand, multipolarity gives them more strategic autonomy. With several major powers competing for influence, developing nations have greater leverage. They can negotiate better partnerships and choose cooperation based on national interest rather than ideological alignment. But the risks are significant. Global shocks, technological dependency, and geopolitical pressure can threaten economic stability. Many developing nations also face debt vulnerabilities and the danger of being forced to choose sides in conflicts that do not serve their long-term interests. To navigate this era, developing nations must strengthen true non-alignment, invest in food and energy security, and build deeper regional cooperation. Reducing external dependence, especially in technology and supply chains, will be essential for long-term resilience. In conclusion, the rise of multipolarity represents more than just a redistribution of global power. It marks a fundamental transformation in the way countries interact, compete, and shape the world's future. The stability of the international system will depend on how wisely global leaders manage this competition. We are no longer entering a world dominated by a single power, but a world that demands careful and intelligent management of rivalry.